I just want to start with saying welcome to the Nocturnal, the queens of six, the queens of the stage. Like, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Can I just start off by saying this is one of the most incredible musicals I have ever seen. Each one of you lit up the stage with your songs. And for me, it was just such a different experience. It really feels like a full, like, it feels like an insane pop concert. But then I'm like, wait, there's a storyline. We're watching a story unfold. This is incredible. Um, I guess my first question diving in is what did you both expect when you first, heard about the project or got involved in it?
I didn't know what to expect. None of us really, at least I'll speak for myself. I had no idea what this musical was. Got this email saying, hey, do you want to audition for this show called Six? I was like, okay, cool. It sounds nice. The people in the UK like it, so it's probably good.
Right.
I was told to come in and sing a pop song. That's all the information I had. So I picked a pop song. Oddly enough, I picked I Will Survive, which is hilarious because now I'm Catherine Parr. Suddenly we were on this Broadway train and we were like, oh, we're on it. We're going. Here we go. Okay, this is our lives now. So
Yeah.
Completely not what we expected at all, but so rewarding.
So you fully manifest your part, basically.
Yeah, song. No idea. Had no idea. I know.
That's Susie. What about you, Andrea?
For me, it was sort of similar. I had listened to the music before finding out there were any auditions, and when I auditioned, I was in Canada, and I auditioned through an open call posting. So I showed up in Toronto, and yeah, I thought, it was going to be a Chicago little moment and then a moment in Edmonton. I had no idea that this was going to end up the way it did. And I guess we all, didn't realize just how big the show was for so many people already. So that by the time we opened in Chicago, our first preview, when that curtain went down, we heard just like the rumble and the screams of just that entire audience in Chicago. And we were all like, oh, this is going to be different. This is going to be a wild ride.
It feels like it's just such a moment. So both of you play these iconic characters in history. Tell me a little bit about the characters you both play.
So I play Catherine Parr. She's the sixth and final queen. And something about going last and being the final queen, when Catherine Parr became the queen, she had many, many years of watching what Henry did to his previous wives. Mm-hmm. So by the time he was looking for a new queen, she was like, yeah, no, I never want to be married to that man. Absolutely not. It was very unlike some of the previous queens where it was like, wow, I'm marrying a king. This is so cool. She was like, absolutely not. No. She had her own relationship with the love of her life, actually. And so when she married Henry, Henry was like, I like you. Come be my queen. And she really didn't have a choice. She did it reluctantly. She did it out of duty. She did it because she didn't want to die. None of it was like butterflies, woohoo. None of that at all.
I play the iconic role of Anne Boleyn. She is the second wife of Henry VIII, and because she was the one who changed history. She was the reason the Church of England was created, and she was belittled and shamed because she was so bold and well educated, and she knew a lot about everything. She was well traveled, and it ended up being her downfall. And in the show, Anne Boleyn is celebrated for all of those reasons.
How important is it to have shows like this that are telling female-driven stories and have this amazing message and are basically saying like, no, we don't need this human to reflect our story?
Yeah. We're thirsty and desperate for it because we have stories about women. Obviously, they exist. We have Broadway musicals with women of color, women of all shapes, sizes, and races. Obviously, that existed prior to Six. But what's so cool about our show is that you really don't have anyone playing a caricature of themselves, which is so rare and so needed, especially when it comes to diverse casting, such as Six, because oftentimes when you have non-white individuals playing characters, they're often being portrayed through a white lens or through the way in which white people would see this person of color behaving in the world. And so it's funny and it's like kind of silly because the last words of the show that we sing are one of a kind, no category, but that really, really rings true because when it comes to women and people of color in characters, we have been placed into these like limiting archetypal categories where we have to play these like caricature versions of ourselves. And so to just get to be exactly who we are in all of our nuance and not have to be one thing. And the fact that we're all so different, You can't even like compare us. And especially as actors, we've all been in situations where we're the only person of color in the cast. And therefore, the responsibility falls on us to portray all aspects of what it means to be a person of color all at the same time within 2 hours, all by ourselves.
Yeah.
And in this show, we don't have to do that because someone else can be Beyonce and someone else can be Nicki Minaj and someone else can do that thing. I don't have to be that. What I have to be is exactly me in this moment. And that is my job. And when I fulfill that, that's all that's needed.
I echo that. And I think as an audience member watching the show, I got to watch the show a couple times. And it is truly special to see different walks of life on that stage. And I think that's why people feel so connected to it. That's why our fan base is so big. And that is why people get passionate about sharing the music and sharing these stories with their friends, their colleagues, just everyone in their life. Because the minute that you see these humans on stage who look different and yet they're all so just put together so beautifully, it's really special. And you don't get to see it. You don't get to see the different walks of life the way you do in Six, and you can leave that theater relating to at least one of the queens.
And I want to play a fun little game where I want you to basically pick out who do you think which queen would be the person on this amazing girls trip out. Okay.
We literally played this game the other day about like who's most likely. So I'm ready.
You're ready. Oh, perfect. Okay.
Wait, so you're asking which queen is most likely to be invited to a girls' night out?
Well, we're gonna have a metaphor where this is a girls' night out. I'm gonna give you some scenarios.
we are out. We are out and about. Who's gonna do what?
So excited.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
First question. Who is the person who will initiate the girls' night? We're meeting at this apartment at this time before our wild night out.
Anne Boleyn.
Anne Boleyn or Cleves.
Okay.
Yeah. Cleves would be like, I'm here. I have my horses. We're going at 12 miles an hour. Get in my carriage.
Who would be the person that would be the latest to show up?
Also Cleves.
Yeah,
I
also
think she'd be late to her own party, or she'd be like the one who shows up like, hey, and now I'm here.
That's perfect. Who would initiate the first drink of the night?
Catherine Howard. Howard's just so playful. She'd be like, guys, let's take a shot. She'd be that one.
Who would be the first one to pull someone to a dance floor?
Is it after they've had a couple drinks?
Let's say it's after the first shot, one drink and a sip into the third. We'll put it that way.
Maybe it's Jane Seymour.
My gosh.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Seymour's the one that's like
She
She's, like,
might
so
just pull it
chill.
out. You know, she gets relaxed after her first,
Yeah.
second drink, and then she's like ready to boogie.
Perfect. Who would be the wing woman of the group?
Catherine Parr.
Yeah.
Go to the DJ with the most recommendations for a song they want to hear.
Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn would probably be the DJ too.
I feel like she would say, just connect to my Bluetooth. I'll take over for us.
Yeah, she would take the aux cord and just take over.
Exactly. Who is the one who may have had too much that is definitely the first one in the Uber home?
Aragon. Aragon!
But Aragon, I feel like would also show up to the party early, and like she'd be like, I'm here, I'm ready to party. She would get her party on immediately, but then would also be done immediately.
Who is the one that is probably parenting for the night, taking everyone home, but also will 100% be the one saying, we're stopping for pizza?
I could see that being a double duty between Parr and Howard.
Yeah, I think Parr's the one that puts everyone in the car, but then Howard's the one that's like, let's get pizza.
And then just a quick like tie into that question, who's the person who picks the pizza topping that everyone is like, no?
Maybe Jane Seymour.
I was gonna say Seymour.
Ew, what are you doing?